Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version in order to put together the prophecy line by line and precept by precept as instructed by Isaiah. What I came up with was the book of Zion, the book about me. And I have been reading to you from the Potsmoker's Bible, which is the commentary that I had to write in order to publish the Book of Prophecy. I'm in the 13th chapter today, and I'm going to start where I left off, and I believe we're going to be getting into the dissertation in a little bit, so this ought to be fun. All right? So, when the gray do come back to us, the voice will be heard by the Zionites in the city. The temple will be reestablished to give a place to the voice. He will then mete out true justice, payback to those who rejected truth. We are told that even before the world finds out about what Zion has done, she will have already accomplished her objections. She's already figured out the truth. She has spread the word among her own people. Her future husband has already been training for his role. Zion has already fulfilled her role as prophet by the time society learns that she even exists. To the world at large, Zion's appearance will be instantaneous. Suddenly, this woman will be all over the news and on all the talk shows. Her claims will seem outrageous, but by then, it'll be too late to prevent her from fulfilling her destiny, because her appearance on the public scene is the last step she must take to complete her job. But to the world, it will seem to be her first step. Because no male Zionite would accept the role of prophet, a woman must fill that role. In this male-dominated society, this female prophet will be ostracized. None of the religions will accept her prophecy because she is a female. Yet her choice to become a prophet was required because no man was found to take up that role. So we begin with chapter 10, Was There No Man? Book of Zion. Isaiah 52, 1-6 is Zion 10, 1-6. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust. Arise and set down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bonds of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus saith the Lord, Ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. For thus saith the Lord God, My people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrians oppressed them without cause. Now therefore, what have I here, saith the Lord, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over them make them to howl, saith the Lord, and my name continually every day is blasphemed. Therefore my people shall know my name. Therefore they shall know in that day that I am he that doth speak. Behold, it is I. Isaiah 52, 1-6 opens this chapter. Zion is told to prepare for her role as prophet. The Jewish people are informed that their separation from the gray is over. The Holy Land in Jerusalem will soon know peace. Israel is redeemed by Zion. Jerusalem will become the center of the Jewish world, but a united Jewish world, where all four branches of the family tree will have resolved and their differences and become peaceful neighbors. Even as Jerusalem begins to settle into a time of truce, Zion begins to free herself from captivity. She must end the captivity of her people. Her role as prophet is to defend her right to be great. She challenges the government authority to hold her and her people captive. The Grey are not invaders who come to rule over humanity. They created us to be self-reliant and autonomous. We alone are responsible for ourselves and our world. The Grey require us to be our own masters. We must do the work ourselves. Zion has to free herself. The Grey will not be the owners of the planet Earth, nor will they do our work for us. In the third verse of this passage, we are told that all that has happened to us is our own doing. The Zionite drug users choose to break the laws against drug use. The idol worshippers allow themselves to become wicked oppressors who think that they can sin without recourse. No one on planet Earth is truly a victim, not in the case of Zion versus the world. The latter part of the verse is the reason I spent 7 years selling marijuana from the Temple of Zion. I was way too poor on purpose to afford to buy my way into the Supreme Court. I also couldn't afford to travel enough to get signatures for a petition. So I became a dealer with a purpose. I sold each of my 50 temple members. I told each of my 50 temple members about the prophecy and promised to deal until I was busted, thus fulfilling the stipulation of not using money to free my people and myself from captivity. The next part of the passage gives us the Grey's verdict on the entire matter. The people of Zion are just like Israel when they lived in Egypt as slaves. Both people are held captive because they are blessed by the Grey. Israel is more prosperous than the Assyrians, who invaded Egypt and overthrew the true Egyptian pharaohs who took the Israelites refugees in. The Israelites were enslaved, although they had done nothing wrong. Their enslavement was a matter of politics. The Zionite people have an outlook on life that is centered on pleasure. The government enslaves them because they are happier than the wicked. We are what they claim to be because we reflect their ideal. They hate us. We have done nothing wrong. Our captivity is a matter of politics. The Grey expressed their displeasure at the cruelty of the governments in regards to the treatment of my people. We are made to howl. The extent to which the wicked abuse my people is extreme. We cry out in pain as we are abused in every regard. I still suffer pain from the damage inflicted on me by the York County Jail. So, yeah, we are all subject to the pain of oppression. We are abused. Many of us are beaten while in custody. I broke my arm in jail because the nurse decided that exercise was all I needed to relieve my muscle cramps. To deny me a $30 prescription, York County paid a few thousand for a shattered wrist bone that required an operation. The abuses of my people are horrific, even to the point of murder, as my people are gunned down in the streets, literally. The cruelty of the war on drugs is truly appalling when you see the entire set of actions taken against my people. We are subject to the following: invasion of privacy, emails, texts, phone tapping. Bodily fluids are examined, our urine, our hair follicles. Home invasion search warrants. Theft of property by unlawful taking when they search us. Confiscation of all drugs-related paraphernalia, like cars and electronics and homes. Defamation of character as government propaganda elicits public ridicule. Child abduction and enslavement. Our children are taken forcefully from us and given to strangers who are paid to enslave them or brainwash them against their own parents. We must pay lawyers to imprison us or be given a token lawyer for show, like I was. We must allow ourselves to become rats in a maze of probation or prison cages, the true captivity. We are spied on by the police. We are pitted one against another in a game of narc, if you will, versus cops, or versus robbers, I call them. We are denied adequate medical care, i.e., we are denied government aid of any kind. We're denied jobs. Our manner of speech is found offensive. We are not allowed to gather together. Our parties are disrupted by police. We are denied the right to defend ourselves. My testimony from Isaiah was ignored. My defense was rejected. I wasn't allowed to have the right to defend my use of drugs. Our constitutional rights, based on the Bill of Rights, are ignored. We are not allowed to protect ourselves from them who attack us with force, even though we are in a state of war. Breonna Taylor. We are made into a public spectacle as we are paraded before the public on the news and on the cop shows. We are forced to pay for every indignation that we must face. We pay for probation. We pay fines to the court. We pay for rehab. We pay for our personal needs in jail and prison. We do community service. Our children are taught by the government in the schools to dishonor their parents by narking on them. We must pay taxes like everyone else, but we have no voice in government. No one represents our way of doing things. Our sense of citizenship is taken from us. We feel like fugitives in our own towns, as we are treated as outcasts and criminals. We are made into criminals by a law that for no other true reason are we stripped of our rights and privileges of belonging, other than the creation of a man-made law. We are not allowed to question the laws. I tried to have my case taken to the Nebraska Supreme Court because my rights were violated by the unconstitutional laws against my drug use. I was denied. Without a lot of money to pay for my freedom, I was denied the right to question the law. We are charged falsely concerning things that have no relation to us. We are the scapegoats of society. We are seen as a huge problem, so that other bigger problems are ignored, like global warming. And we are denied the right to exist. We who are who we are, we have the right to be who we want to be. The war on drugs is a war of genocide, and there I'm going to stop. Because it's time for me to say, may the great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm, and may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your happiness. Stay happy, and I know I love you. We'll be together soon. I'll say later now, because I'll never say goodbye.